Hi, I'm Eric Folks, Instructional Technology Coordinator for Lampasas ISD. Today we're going to talk about how students can create a folder in Google Docs and Google Drive, share it with their teacher, and then any file, whether it's a Google Doc, like a Microsoft Word document, or a Google presentation, which is like Microsoft PowerPoint, any file that they drop in that folder by default is going to be shared with the teacher. The teacher can then go in and edit, comment, redirect whatever they need to without the student ever having to go beyond that first initial share of the folder to the teacher. So I'm logged into two different browsers as two different people. In this browser, Mozilla Firefox, I'm logged in as folksc@lampasasisd.org. So this is a student account. And then in this browser over here, I'm logged in to Jordan, my wife's email account. So she has not created a Google account at this point with her lampasas.k12.tx.us. So we're going to go through that process as well. So first things first, as a student, they're going to go to log into their Gmail just like they normally would. They're going to click on Drive. They're going to click Create a Folder. So I'm going to call this one Share with Mom. Okay, so they'll title the folder whatever. It could be science, it could be English, whatever the case may be. We'll just put science in parentheses here, even though I'm using my son and my wife as guinea pigs. So I click create. By default, it's going to say that it's already shared. Well, what do you mean? I didn't share it. So I left click on it to select it, and then a few options come up here. When I click on the share, we can see by default that anybody with as part of the Lampasas ISD Google account, anybody who has a link to that folder can view it. So as a student, I can change that and say, I click on the change and I say, you know what, I want this to be private. Okay, only people I explicitly grant permission to this folder are going to be able to see it. So I click save. So right now it's just Caleb who gets to see this folder, but what if he wants his teacher to see it? So this is where he's going to put in an email address of a teacher, in this case his mom, folksj and you can see it's pre-filling the @lampasasisd.org because she has a Google account as part of the pilot group, but most teachers don't. So they're gonna, when a student is sharing it with you, they're most likely going to just put in your regular email address. So folksj@lampasas.k12.tx.us. Okay. So they can add a little message here. Check out my portfolio of work. And they can adjust your settings. If they want you as the teacher to be able to edit it, they just leave it on edit. If they want you to just be able to view it, they can just click view. The edit is obviously going to give you more flexibility. So share and save. Make sure that you spell the email address correctly. Otherwise it'll never come through. So I'm going to click share and save. And they say they're not in the Google Apps organization. Are you sure you want to share it with them? Yes, I do. Realize that students who are not seniors are only going to be able to share these things with either somebody in the lampasasisd.org domain or somebody with a regular Outlook web access account like lampasas.k12.tx.us. So I'm going to go ahead and say yes, I really do want to share it with them. And so now the invite has been sent. I click done. And so now I'm going to click on that folder to go into it, and I'm going to create a document, and we'll just call this document test doc shared with Ma, and I've titled it, and all the changes are saved in Drive. Nice thing about Google Docs is everything is created right in the cloud, so as long as we have internet access, we can create, edit, and work with our files. Unlike Microsoft Office, where you have to have it installed on a particular computer, which some students don't at home. So I close that out, and there's the test document. Now I'm going to create a test presentation, which is like a Microsoft PowerPoint. I'm going to just go with a simple little template here, and I'm going to title it Test Presentation Shared with Ma. And I click OK. And the changes are saved, so I can just X out of it. And now we've got, in this folder, shared with Mom, two different files. So I'll click back to my drive, and now let's see what it looks like from her perspective. So we go over to the teacher's email address at Outlook Web Access, and you can see that there's been an item shared with them. So I'm going to just click here to enable it, and you can see how it actually looks when it comes through and nothing's being blocked. And so if I click on this link, this Share with Mom Science folder, if I click on it, it's going to bump me over into a new tab, and it's going to say, okay, you have to sign in. Well, we don't have an account created yet with our limpasis.k12.tx.us, so we're going to click Sign Up in the top right. Then we're going to have to put in our information. And here it says at gmail.com. You don't actually have access to Gmail at school at this point, but you do have access to everything else that is part of the Google suite. And we want to create a Google account so that we can access that shared folder. So I'm going to say I prefer to use my current email address. So this is where I would put in folksj@limpasis.k12.tx.us. And you would put in your current email address. So we do need to put in a password that meets the minimum requirements in terms of, complexity, making it unusual, those kind of things. It won't just let you put in welcome, like I typically would in other accounts. We do have to actually put in our birthday and gender. That's kind of part of the verification process. And I would recommend putting in your phone number. I'm going to put in my phone number. I'll show you why here in a second. Because you can recover your password this way. Now, you can skip this verification process if you want, and then they'll send you a text message. I'm going to just, so I can move things right along here, put this in anyway. So I have to put in the letters that I see here. Then I scroll down. If you can't read it, remember you can always get a new challenge there. I'm going to agree to their Google Terms of Service, but I'm going to deselect the personalization of ads, and I click Next Step. Okay, so it says you're almost done. We just have to make sure that you own this account. This phone number is actually correct. So I double check my phone number. It's going to send me a text message with a verification code. So I just click Continue. And then on my phone, I get a text message from them. And you can see how quickly it just came in, 412094. I just have to put this in one time. And it says, okay, now we need to verify your email address. Make sure you actually have that email address. So we refresh over here, and you can see the verification link came through. So I just click on the actual link that Google has sent me. It actually says account verification. And I'm done. I've authenticated my account and everything. If I want to, I can add a profile picture and upload a picture. And that's pretty straightforward and easy. You just browse to wherever your picture is. But I'm going to just say next step at this point. And at this point, we're in. It wants to give me a overview and a little tour of everything happening in Google Docs so that I can familiarize myself with it. But I'm going to just say I want to go back to Google Docs. And at this point it says, hey, you need permission to access this. Well, I'm going to just click back. And I'm going to click on Google Drive because we haven't officially accepted the invite from Calum to that folder. So if I just click on Drive, you can see it tells me this is how you can work with Google Drive. One option is to download Drive for PC, but you don't want to do that at school because it requires the installation of something. So I'm going to click on my Drive, see on Shared with Me, and it shows nothing has been shared with me yet. So at this point I'm going to go back to that initial invite that Calum sent. I click on Share with Mom, that actual folder, and now it says, do you want to add that folder to Drive? And it shows us even there's a test document and test presentation inside it. It shows us what's inside the folder. I'm going to say yes, add it to Drive. And now I'm going to click Open in Drive. And you can see here I am within the folder. So I see the document they've created, the presentation they've created, and what's more, anything that they create from this point forward and stick in this folder is going to show up right here for me. What's nice is I can click on their Word document. So it gives me a little verification that you are accessing a document that is on the Lampasas ISD subdomain, and everything that we do and say is viewable and archived. I'm going to say don't show this message again. I get it. Proceed to open the document. And it opens up right here. So I can put in text, comments, all kinds of different things. I can say this is a weak start. Don't even see anything in here, son. And immediately it saves the changes in Drive. Now if I go out of this browser, Google Chrome, and back over to Firefox where Calum is logged in, and I click Share with Mom to go into that folder, and I click on this test document, you can see that the change she just made already shows up for me. What's more is I can go File, see Revision History, and I can see that Jordan is in green right here, and her contribution is made right here. And Calum's contribution is right here, and there's nothing in the body because he didn't actually put anything in the body. I'm going to close out of the revision history, and I'll put in some of my own text. Well, I hadn't even started yet. And it saves automatically, and then when I bump over as the teacher, I can see that it's already been put in. And you can see Folks C is the one who made that contribution. And I too can see the revision history, and I can see that Calum is contributed, he started it, and I can see that I made this, and that he created this. So we can see a whole revision history to see the process as it takes place. What's nice is that multiple documents or files and presentations can be shared with multiple people. So you could have one shared document that you as a teacher have access to, but also a small group, 4 or 5 different students working on a presentation together, and you can see everything that they have contributed with the revision history. Okay, so what we've done is we have created a shared folder as a student and shared it with our teacher. The teacher has accepted the invite and created a Google account using their lampasas.k12.tx.us account. You can see if I go in to Gmail as the teacher here and I click on Gmail, it's going to say, hey, you haven't even set up your Gmail account, you're using your current email address. And that's fine, because we have access to the Google Drive, which is exactly what we need to have access to those folders that are shared with us. So we could have folders shared by individual students that we could then stick in. I'm going to create a folder right here, and I'm going to call this third period. And now I can take third period, and I can take the folder that Calum has shared with me, and I can stick it in third period. So I can see all of my students right here. So this could be Calum, this could be Jonah, whatever the case may be. All of the students within third period and the folders that they've shared with you as a teacher can show up underneath a folder you've created for that particular class. And then again, you can just bump in and see anything that they've created and worked on, add comments, modifications, whatever the case may be. So, hope that was helpful. I'd be more than happy to work with any of you individually to show you how you can really take advantage of creating documents in the cloud and take advantage of the sharing and collaborating tools that Google Apps for Education gives you as a teacher and them as students. Thank you for your time.